You see when I wave my hand in front of the camera and then look at the LCD screen, you'll notice about a 2-second delay. Last week I did an initial review of the Insta360 Ace Pro. If you haven't seen it, please check it out here. I've now spent one more week with the camera and I wish I could tell you it got better, but it actually got worse. And I found 2 more things those sellout shilling YouTubers didn't tell you. Before we begin, first I'd like to say that everyone's eyes are different and certainly everyone's style's different. So if this camera's for you, I'm super amped for you because there's a lot of great things about this camera. The flip-up screen is absolutely amazing. Whether you're trying to frame yourself while you're vlogging or using it to angle up to get some really nice B-roll footage, I absolutely love the ability to have a flip-up screen on an action camera. And it doesn't stop there. You have things like Insta pause, where you can start a recording, pause it, click it again, and it will pick up right where you left off instead of creating a new clip. Along with that, you actually have an Insta delete. Simply click and hold the record button and it will present you with an option to delete the clip that you just took without having to go into the media play section to select the clip you want to delete. Another great feature is freeform video. And what freeform video is, it shoots in all perspectives, meaning that in post again, you can select whatever ratio you want and it will preserve the entire image. This is really important for a lot of creators who are on different networks that require different ratios. And lastly, the feature that everyone's talking about, its low light capability, and in particular, its ability to stabilize your footage in low light. I can tell you the DJI as well as the GoPro can't hold a candle to the stability that the Insta360 Ace Pro provides in low light. Now before purchasing with my own money the Ace Pro, I probably watched 50+ reviews. All of the reviews didn't mention many issues at all. Most didn't even mention any. They claimed it to be a revolutionary camera. I will note that everyone I watched also happened to be either sponsored by Insta360 or they were provided a free camera. Not one of those sponsored reviewers brought up some issues that I see and now many other YouTubers are also reporting. Those issues that they didn't mention is the imagery coming out of this camera just doesn't look that good. Further, I think it suffers from a focus issue. When you're vlogging and you're up close, it really can't focus on your face, and in low light, forget about it. The background looks way more in focus than the foreground. And if you're vlogging, that's a huge issue. And lastly, I do think it has the tendency to overexpose. But to be honest with you, this is a pretty common problem with all action cameras. I really hate to be negative. I certainly don't like to do negative reviews, but I have an obligation to each and every one of you to give you the honest truth. So after a week with this camera, unfortunately things didn't get any better. In fact, I found 2 issues that as far as I know, no one's reporting. Take a look at this footage. The first footage you're going to see was actually shot on a Hero GoPro 9. Notice the lights. You definitely see a little light aura and a little bit of that kind of mistiness that you get from very intense light. Now take a look at the Insta360 Ace Pro. Do you notice anything? Yeah, me too. It's super intense. It seems misty. It also seems to have a really intense light aura coming off of it. Now, I initially noticed this in other people's reviews and other people's footage, but no one seemed to key in on it. So let me know if you think I'm crazy, but to me, it's a bit much. Lastly, I found an issue with a delay. And what I mean by that is when you record in 8K with stability on, if you notice in this footage, you see when I wave my hand in front of the camera and then look at the LCD screen, you'll notice about a 2-second delay. When I pull my hand down, you'll see it takes about 1 to 2 seconds before that registers on the camera. Now I did email Insta360 about these problems. They chose not to answer the question about the light issue, but they did address the delay issue. They asked me if stability was on in 8K. I said yes. They said turn stability off and you will not have that delay. However, with stability on, there is to be expected a 1 to 2 second delay. Now I don't know about you, I did not see that in the product sheet, nor have I heard anyone talk about it. And for me, for someone who wanted to have an 8K image to work with so I could do a lot of different things when you're looking at posts to do things like panning and push-ins, 8K is really nice to be able to have a larger resolution to do a lot more creative things in post. But if I'm gonna have a 2-second delay with stability on, if I'm trying to do any type of moving shots, I'm gonna have to just know that what I'm seeing on the LCD is delayed by at least 2 seconds. For me, that's certainly not ideal. So ultimately, I am returning this camera. There's just too many flaws. I understand a lot of these things may be fixed by firmware updates. Heck, we might even see them move from 8-bit to 10-bit in some of their color profiles. But that remains to be seen, and it's still up in the air. I decided that because I have a certain use case, and I think this is a big point, my use case, I do a lot of reviews and vlogging, so for me, I ended up going with DJI, but not for the Action 4, I actually chose the Pocket 3. That'll be here tomorrow. I'll certainly have a review when I'm done testing it. But for now, I really have to recommend that you avoid the Insta360 Ace and Ace Pro until they get some of these things worked out. And for me, I'll stick with the GoPro for now, and I'm really eager to see the DJI Action 5. We don't know when that will come out, but I assume that they're really gonna have it nailed, and they're gonna have something very similar to that flip-up screen, which I'm very eager to see and use again. But I'm willing to wait, because I really like the D-Log profile and the ability to shoot in 10-bit. Yes, 10-bit may be coming to the Insta through an update, but we don't know that yet. And that D-Log to me is just like butter. I love it. I like the color grade. So if you like the color grade, you might want to consider that instead of this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please feel free to smash the like button and definitely subscribe. I'm HillPhantom. I'll see you next time.